Hey everyone, welcome to the last video for this project about the present and future effects of CAH on me and my daily life. I was diagnosed with CAH when I was 6, a diagnosis that is interesting in many ways. As we saw in the previous video, CAH can be detected before the child is born, and it usually is. Other symptoms include frequent illnesses as an infant and rapid growth as a child. There are multiple reasons for this, but to understand it best, let's look at the steroid pathway of the adrenal glands. The adrenal glands are located above your kidneys. The kidneys are at the back of your back, below your ribs. In medical terminology, it is considered the upper abdomen area. On top of these kidneys, you will find the adrenal glands sitting right on top, like caps for the kidneys. Like we had seen in the first video, the adrenal hyperplasia part of CAH means that the adrenal glands increase in size if you have CAH. Why does this happen, and what does it mean? A starting point to understand this is cortisol, one of the many hormones produced by the adrenal glands. Cortisol is often called the stress hormone because it is released when the body is under stress, either mentally, because of an illness, or due to some other reasons. This image of the steroid pathway shows the enzymes and hormones that are required to create the final hormones, aldosterone, cortisol, and dihydrotestosterone. When it comes to CAH, the most important hormone is cortisol, so we will look at this first. The pituitary gland is known as the master gland of the endocrine system. Located in the brain, it controls the other glands in the endocrine system. Among other hormones, the pituitary gland releases ACTH. ACTH stimulates the adrenal glands to produce cortisol. The production of cortisol creates a negative feedback loop, where negative feedback is given to the pituitary gland and ACTH stops being secreted. In a way, ACTH and cortisol balance each other out. Once again, let's go back to the first video where we saw that the most common form of CAH is 21-OH-CAH. In the diagram, you can see 21-OH is required here and here. As a result, cortisol can be produced because it gets blocked at 17-OH progesterone, commonly known as 17-OHP. As a result, there is no cortisol being produced, and the pituitary gland secretes increasing amounts of ACTH, trying to get the body to produce cortisol and putting the kidneys under even more strain. This strain causes the adrenal glands to increase in size, which is where the adrenal hyperplasia name comes from. At this stage, we now understand the name and where it comes from, in addition to the symptoms and diagnosis of CAH from the previous video. With this in mind, let's explore some of my personal experiences with CAH. I believe that the most visible impact on my daily life is the medicine that I have to take 3 times a day. Currently, I take Hysone, a form of hydrocortisone, 3 times a day. Hydrocortisone is one of 3 common glucocorticoids used to treat CAH. It is an artificial form of cortisol, which my body can't produce. Currently, I take Hysone, a form of hydrocortisone, 3 times a day. Hydrocortisone is one of 3 common glucocorticoids used to treat CAH. It is an artificial form of cortisol which my body can't produce. When cortisol is received by the human body through the adrenal glands in most people and Hysone or hydrocortisone for me, ACTH levels go down and the stress on my kidneys is reduced, allowing them to remain at the normal and healthy size. Receiving cortisol through glucocorticoid medication skips both 17-OHP and 11-beta-deoxycortisol, making it an effective treatment for both 21-OH and 11-beta-CAH, which together make up the vast majority of CAH cases. In my life, it has never been a big inconvenience for me, and I have grown used to having to have it. I've also been very lucky to have supportive friends, adults, and of course my parents, who know what to do in case of an emergency and are able to ensure that I can take my medicines on time. We will explore what happens in case of an emergency in a future video. Taking the medicine is a very important part of the treatment for CAH and a lot of other diseases, and it is important for people to know how to support and take care of both themselves and others. There should be no shame or hesitation in accepting an important part of who you or people you know are. In addition to glucocorticoids such as hisone and hydrocortisone, I used to take mineralocorticoid medications too. These include Florinef and Visalone. These mineralocorticoids are required for people with salt-wasting CAH, like me, because they help to stabilize minerals like sodium and potassium, which your parents are always talking about, and salt levels in the human body. This reduces the risk of more severe symptoms such as cardiac arrest. With the right medication and regularly taking it, I have been able to avoid these severe symptoms, and as you can see, I'm still living. The second most visible impact on my life due to CAH has been the multiple surgeries and frequent blood tests, injections, and visits to doctors. When I was younger, I used to get an implant called Supralin that suppressed early puberty, which is another symptom of CAH due to increased testosterone levels. As an implant, surgery was required to put it inside my body. With an efficacy of 1 year, it had to be replaced every year for many years, and the surgeries added up. Of course, it was always under anesthesia, and it was painless for me. When it comes to surgeries, there are many things that people may be scared of. However, your doctors are trained and they know what they are doing, so you can trust them. The alternative to these yearly surgeries would be to take an injection called Lupron every 6 months, but it was long and sharp and painful, and overall just an experience that I didn't like at all. So I definitely preferred the Supralin implant. In recent years, there has been a controversy over the use of Lupron and its long-term side effects, indicating that Supralin might be the safer option as well. I hope that this explanation of CAH and two of the main side effects in my life was informative and enjoyable for you. If you have any questions or comments, don't hesitate to let me know below. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. I've got more personal experiences coming up in the next video, so stay tuned. And lastly, thank you so much for coming this far along this journey. It means a lot to me, and if you could share it with others who you know, it will help to increase awareness and allow me to make my project more successful. In any case, thank you so much for supporting me this long. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video, so stay tuned.